Hello everybody, it's Sandy here. I'm joined by Rachel Schofield as part of National Careers Week, focusing on different jobs and different careers within a lot of different industries. I'll let Rachel introduce herself.
Hi, so my name is Rachel Schofield, as you know, and my job's proposals manager, and I work for SES Engineering Services.
Fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about the day-to-day roles within your job, Rachel?
So essentially, I'm a creator and collector of technical and promotional content. So I create the bid submission documents for the northern region of SES. So I'm lucky to have really good creative brains to build our custom content, including bespoke animations, graphic design, filming, and even drone footage. So the key part of my role is making sure that the correct and most important information goes in front of our clients, working with multiple people and experts across the business to create innovative and eye-catching bids. For example, we even use virtual reality. So I would say that I'm kind of the final piece in the puzzle, arranging the collective knowledge from across the business. And it's not a lie when I say no 2 days are the same.
Fantastic. I know. I think a lot of careers are like that these days. You have to
Yeah,
be quite adaptable. Yeah. And can you tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into this kind of job role in this industry?
Yeah, so I started straight from school through an apprenticeship. So I was an apprentice electrician and I worked on site across the country for about 8 years. And then that led me into programming and planning, which is mapping out all the tasks on a building site and scheduling it so it all happens at the right time, accounting for materials and labour. So during
Mhm.
that, I used to take progress photos of our sites and also the end of project to showcase what we've installed and all of the good work we've done. So
Mhm.
I started thinking about that, the more creative side of things, and undertook my diplomas in photography and graphic design on an evening. And then I put a business case forward for the need of the in-house digital media to support our business in this like growing and evolving technical world. So then I transitioned into business development and using my skills to create the videos and packages for the website to showcase abilities. And then this led me to my role in proposals manager. So I provide like a consistent offering across the regions using my skills in construction and digital media to train people and mentor others and build a bigger team. So I'm currently completing another diploma, my level 5 in people management, so I can further advance my career, support my team, and build a better business.
Fantastic. That's really interesting because obviously you've started from an engineering construction background, and then you've gone kind of digital media, but then stayed within that industry. So you've really kind of mixed it up quite a bit.
Yeah,
That would be really, I think that would be really interesting for a lot of our listeners and a lot of our students about how you got into that. When you say 2 days are not the same, what kind of differences, like from one extreme to another, would you describe?
so basically, I'll give you a little bit of an overview of like the actual activities that are included. So I
Yeah.
would use graphic design skills to create bid submissions in Adobe software, things like that. And then I would use my research skills to produce technical data that's linked with carbon reduction and sustainability and supporting the environment. I work alongside the VR engineers to create 3D content to build virtual reality experiences, and even collate that data to do 3D printing of buildings and models. Um, Also, I attend the bid strategy meetings, which is the more boring side of things. It's not hands on. And then I'd even go so far as flying a drone around site to collect content and aerial footage, shooting promotional videos and producing them, and also attending client events and making connections and entertaining our customers.
Fantastic. Do you work quite a fair bit with content for social media as well as part of your role, Rachel?
Yes, so that is one of the big things that we're finding in the industry that we're lacking. We've got a big skills gap within social media and supporting that. So I also support a team called the Social Value Team who deal with the community, and they run the social media side of things, and they like pick up on the great stuff that people do, such as charity events, and then we like collate videos to make it more engaging for the viewers. So yeah, we do get involved in social media too. Yeah.
Fantastic. So a lot of young people, when we speak to them on a daily basis, are saying how much they would like to get involved with lots of different variations of social media platforms.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting way of putting it. They could use their skills that they're kind of developing in their personal time being on social media, and it could actually be a skill that could be useful for them
Yeah.
to go in that kind of that career. Fantastic. What do you enjoy most about your job, Rachel?
It would have to be like the variation and the control of the creativity. So I can balance the tasks against like logical thinking and creative thinking to get the best results. And it is really interesting to learn all of the new things, especially around the environment, and then how, again, the social media side of things, how we can use that to communicate with people and share our ideas and things like that. So the variation has got to be the key thing for me.
Brilliant. If there was somebody who's listening right now who was interested in a career in specifically digital media, for example, what advice would you give to them? What would be your top tips?
So my top tips would be build your transferable skills, which you mentioned before, around the skills that you don't realise you've got around digital media, about just updating your own personal social media, like how you can use those skills to work for a business. And other things such as a good communication, build your graphic design skills and anything linked to digital media, and also build a network. So that could involve attending events related to the roles you want, career events or industry events linked to the work that you want to do. And also in this world, you have to have a professional online presence, and using things like LinkedIn and Twitter to showcase your work through portfolios online, so your skills are shown to the world.
Fantastic. What made you choose an apprenticeship straight from school?
It was more to do with I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do something to do with like building or trade, like something technical. So
Hmm.
I thought that it would be a good way to get those skills at a young age and build my qualifications, and also like build the network within that industry, which is quite hard to do when you're a 16-year-old. And it's
Hmm.
great that you actually get paid for the work that you do. You get your qualifications and you get paid to go to college, which is fantastic. And the one thing that I didn't realise is the actual career benefits from doing an apprenticeship, all the experiences that you've got. And I did think at the time that it might be more linear, where you would have to go from apprentice to say supervisor to engineer. But I've learned that it's almost like the possibilities are endless if you've got the skills and the passion and the drive to do something, and you've got the platform to do it through working for a large business as an apprentice. It's a really good route to go.
Brilliant. Okay. And you also mentioned as well that you did alongside your employment at the same time.
Yeah, so that was something that I chose to do just off my own back. That wasn't something that was through the company, but it was something I was really passionate about, and I needed to get more knowledge on it in a qualification that I could use to advance my career. So I did also do this as part of it, like hobbies, and I used to do photography and things like that. But I wanted a qualification in it, so that was like down to my choice, and it was hard to do alongside working full time. However, I think the benefits now of sort of being reaped.
Fantastic. Because I think a lot of people who might be listening and who think about careers, they might just think it's all for people who are just in school or they've just finished college or they might be looking for something additional. But this could be something that's kind of lifelong learning, and this could be something that you could develop your skills at any age. So kind of, I suppose the message to somebody who might be a little bit older would be, it's never too late to kind of change your skill set and develop yourself a little bit further. If there was, for example, any advice for somebody who is currently in year 11 and who doesn't have any idea what they want to do and they haven't thought about either kind of media or even touching on kind of engineering when you mentioned there, what would you say to them about your industry and your kind of experience? Is it a good one to go into? Would you definitely recommend it for them?
Yeah, I think it's a really dynamic industry. There's so many options available, and as I mentioned before, through like the environment in the targets that we've got on sustainability, there's some really interesting careers that link directly to saving the environment through building using really good smart technologies. Even the likes of the way that we build stuff now, we build it in 3D, so everybody can have an input into it. Like we use gaming technology. We use, I don't, people might understand if you into games. We use the same technology that we used to build Fortnite to build our buildings. So the
When you're talking about the kind of like the apps or kind of any applications or software, anything that you use within your role, can you tell me a little bit about like the variation of things that you do, like the different packages or software that you use day to day?
Yeah, so essentially I use the Adobe Creative Cloud package, which covers Photoshop, InDesign, Lightroom, even Dreamweaver to feed into some of the websites. And the teams who work on the digital engineering side use much more exciting software, as I mentioned before, using Unreal Engine, which is a gaming software to build virtual worlds. They use BIM software to build things in 3D, to do measurements and export really technical data that can be used to measure things against the environment and reduce carbon. And then other things that we use 3D photography. So I use a hosting site called Kahula, which allows you to do 3D tours. And it's a little bit like Google Maps, but you sort of navigate in a building site.
Okay, Rachel, I think that's really, really useful, because obviously when we're looking at media, media productions, media design, there might be a lot of students out there who really wouldn't have thought that that could be transferable to the lot of different industries. And I think you've really kind of given a spotlight on that particular industry, which they might not have thought that they could be linked to at all. So I really want to thank you very much for your time, and we really appreciate the time that you've given to us. And if anybody's listening who's interested in a particular career and they want to look at the pathways within media, all of the information will be on this link, but also if you have a look on our website on stc.ac.uk, you'll be able to see all of the entry requirements and the kind of jobs and careers you can go on to do. And if you've got any inquiries whatsoever, all of my contact details will also be on this post. So thank you very much.